Over the next 7 days, you will hear Democrats say that Republicans are to blame. You will also hear Republicans say that Democrats are the ones to blame. The truth is, both parties have held up the stimulus package to the American people. They both are to blame. Both Republicans and Democrats continue to hold up stimulus talks, stimulus negotiations, and a stimulus package to millions and millions of Americans that truly need the relief. Currently, Nancy Pelosi is reportedly delaying stimulus to millions of Americans simply for political gain. At the same time, Mitch McConnell and the Senate said they would not even entertain stimulus talks until after the Supreme Court justice was confirmed. Well, now the Senate has left Washington and will not return until November 9th. At the same time, Democrats have been away from Washington for a couple weeks and will not return until November 16th, both times after the election. So right now, the likelihood of a stimulus package being passed before the election is almost zero. And the likelihood of a stimulus package being passed before November 16th is very small. However, both parties could be recalled back to Washington to vote if there was a stimulus package on the table, if there was a proposal that needed their attention. However, it is also being reported that as of right now, it is an unpopular move to recall Congress, and this is coming from Senate Republicans. So as of right now, Senate Republicans do not want to be recalled back to Washington after they just went through the Supreme Court hearings and nomination. Just this morning, we did get an update about stimulus checks and the entire stimulus negotiations and how things are currently going. And I want to bring you that update so you understand what is currently happening as of right now. Okay? White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany said this morning that, quote, "The chances for a deal are slim when you have someone like Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House. If we're providing stimulus relief for the American people, it should be just that, for American people, for United States citizens, not a wish list from the liberal left." Now, what she's referring to is the fact that one of the biggest roadblocks for Republicans is that Democrats want to issue a $1,200 stimulus check to anybody with an ITIN number. That means that you do not have a social security number, you just have an ITIN number, which means you do pay taxes. People with an ITIN number do not get all the benefits of somebody with a social security number. But based on the most recent numbers that I could find, that I could personally find on Google, there are roughly about 4.5 million people that do have an ITIN number, which means if you send $1,200 stimulus checks to every single one of those 4.5 million people, that would cost roughly $5.3 billion in funding just to give stimulus checks to people with an ITIN number. Now, to be honest, I think it is insane. It's insanity for one party to delay stimulus checks to over 150 million people just for the sake of not giving 4.5 million people a $1,200 stimulus check, which comes out to about $5.3 billion. I think that's crazy. Why would you not want to give out hundreds of billions of dollars to the American people that truly deserve it when the only people that you do not want to have it are about 4.5 million people? That's a very small number. I think that should be easily resolved. But on the other hand, Democrats are not innocent as well. They, on the other side, have other demands that they want that Republicans do not want to accept. The main one, Democrats are holding strong with their demands on the $417 billion for state and local governments. And that is a big issue for Republicans. Republicans do not want to provide state and local government funding that is not due to the COVID impacts, due to COVID losses. Republicans only want to give funding to state and local governments to pay back the losses that they incurred due to COVID. And President Trump has been adamant we will not bail out blue states. So we will see what happens. President Trump did say this morning, we'll always talk about it because our people should get it, the stimulus. But Nancy Pelosi is only interested in bailing out badly run, crime-ridden Democrat cities and states. He is simply referring to the fact that they will continue to talk about a stimulus package. Whether there is a deal on the table, whether it's imminent or not, they will continue to talk about as long as he is in office because the people truly need it and they deserve it. He also stated, after the election, we'll get the best stimulus package you've ever seen. Well, right now, what I can tell you is that all polls are saying that Joe Biden will win this upcoming election. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know. I'm not here to take sides. I just want to give you the facts. So all polls are indicating that Joe Biden will win. And later on this week, I might do this tomorrow or maybe Thursday, I'm going to break it all down based on who wins the election, President Trump or Joe Biden. Also, who takes over the Senate? Will it be Democrats or will Republicans remain in control? And also, will Democrats remain in control of the House or somehow will Republicans get that as well? So I want to break it all down and kind of explain what's going on. I'm going to do that later on this week. So make sure you do yourself a favor. Click that subscribe button down below so I can keep you updated on what's happening and what we can see moving forward. But currently, Republicans are saying that the state and local government funding is the biggest issue they face. It is nothing that has to do with stimulus checks, unemployment, has nothing to do with testing, tracing, and treatment, tax credits, tax breaks, USPS funding. It has nothing to do with that. It's just the state and local government funding. That's their biggest issue. However, Democrats are saying that the national testing and contact tracing strategy is the biggest issue at hand for them. Right now, the two sides are closer than ever before in the stimulus negotiation. However, they are still so far apart because of these two issues. Two key issues that Democrats and Republicans, in my personal opinion, are going to have a tough time ever coming to an agreement over. Many people are predicting that there is a good chance that stimulus doesn't come until sometime in February. That's not good news. But I want to explain why that would be devastating to millions. On January 1st, 2021, we have multiple things expiring. First, we have the federal eviction moratorium that expires midnight on December 31st, 2020, which means January 1st, 2021 is when the evictions can start. Right now, experts are predicting that over 10 million evictions will be filed in the early part of 2021. Of those 10 million evictions filed, they are expecting about 40% to actually follow through. So, about 4 million people will become evicted sometime in the early part of 2021. That will be devastating to those 4 million people and families, and that will be devastating to the economy as a whole. We also have the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, which is expiring. This is the unemployment benefit that you could apply for if you were self-employed or a gig worker. This means that millions and millions of self-employed individuals that maybe lost their business, they do not have the revenue that they had last year or in the early part of 2020, this is all going to go away. And this expires on December 31st, 2020 at midnight. This right here will be devastating. This will be a huge loss to millions of people. We also have the student loan deferrals ending on January 1st as well. This means that if you have any federal student loans, you will now be required to make those monthly payments. You will not get these payments deferred any longer. Experts warn, as of right now, that these three things combined will most likely push the United States to a full economic collapse. This is something that they say is in the likes of something we've never seen before. Stimulus is not only wanted by Americans, it's needed for the well-being of the Americans and this country. to give you guys an idea of just what many Americans are thinking right now. And now some government officials are saying as well. The governor of New Hampshire said, and I quote, that Americans would be better off if every member of Congress was voted out and we just started fresh. Now, I know many people have demonstrated their frustrations here on this channel down in the comment section, and I'm glad you are, because I get what you're saying, and now it seems like the government officials are starting to see exactly the frustrations that you and I are going through. So, again, we will see what happens. But that is your afternoon edition of the stimulus update for Tuesday, October 27th. As always, as I know more, I promise I will share more. So I just want to thank you guys for watching today's video. Do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button if you like the fact that I continue to do hours and hours of research on my time to keep you updated so that you don't have to do all that work yourself. So again, thank you guys for watching. Click that subscribe button so I can keep you updated, and I'll see you guys on the next one.